I'm Taylor, and this is Casey, and we are part of the High Shelf Collective, which, if you don't know what the High Shelf Collective is, it's just a bunch of nerds, really. We all got together, big creatives of the tabletop scene, and decided, let's all work together and make things, and, you know, podcasting, video producing, tabletop actual playing, and now theme writing because of somebody. Casey, tell us about yourself. Tell everybody why we're here, what we're talking about.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? As Taylor said, my name is Casey, and I am the creator of the Omega playbook for Cyberpunk Red. This has been a passion project for me for 4 years at this point. And honestly, it's all come together here in the last year or so because of some really amazing people. One being you, Taylor, and the other one being Gavin, which all I would never have gotten to meet if I didn't join with High Shelf Collective.
How did you end up here? And then how did that evolve into, I'm going to make a whole playbook, set it in Cyberpunk? That's another good point. What was the story, the evolution of Omega?
All right, so the story of Omega, and more importantly, just the story of me getting into this gaming apparatus, is I started playing Cyberpunk and RPGs with High Shelf back in the day. High Shelf Gaming, now we're the collective because we've joined, and I started playing Cyberpunk Red with the group, and I don't know, probably about 6 or 7 episodes in, I was like, yo, Mass Effect would work somewhat really well with this. You know, with the action economy, the guns, just the overall feel. Cybernetics made like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I can adapt that to something. There's a lot of tech that goes in Cyberpunk already that kind of goes with it. And also, there's some stuff that Mass Effect could do really well in the Cyberpunk universe. So it started off literally with a pitch idea for bringing in new content for when At Big Asphalt was over. And I brought this to the table, and everyone seemed pleased about it, you know? And I was like, okay. And so I started working on it off and on by myself. Enter in the Gavin. GSSG, Ta, name them all, the legend. And come to find out, he was a Mass Effect fan. And because we had a budding friendship, we really started working out the kinks. And then we had, 12 days. Enter in you. So I put a date on myself, because if I don't put dates on myself, nothing gets done. And here comes 12 days, and I wanted to run a game for 12 days, for our 12 days of actual plays for the Trevor Project that we put on every year for raising funds during Christmas time for the Trevor Project. So, long story short, I was like, all right, I want to run a game. Let's get it over with. Let's pull the Band-Aid off, because I've never run a game. Mind you, people, I have only been doing this for 3 years. So I was like, cool, I'm just gonna dive in, and I'm familiar with the Cyberpunk system. So with the help of Gavin, Michael Richardson, who runs our Red Markets game, Big Mike, who is Heather, Katrina's husband, he played in my first playtesting game, and David did, I think Ethan did as well. I feel like I'm missing somebody. But that was the first game. They almost killed their own team with the nuke gun. That was hilarious. But I really realized then I had something, so I refined some stuff, and then we had infamous Christmas episode.
What's so infamous about that? It was great. It was fun. Nothing went wrong. It was so good.
You and Blair came in, and I was like, well, now I really got to get this rolling, because now I got people who are actually behind this. You know,
I barely knew anyone in High Shelf Gaming, and I heard whispers of Mass Effect. Was like, I'm coming and I'm bringing my friend. I did not give an option, and here we are.
You did it, and here we are. And between you and Gavin have really made this game something. You really took like the big ideas that I had and really brought it to a point where now here we are. We're making YouTube videos of how to do this, which is as most people have either figured out. If you look behind me, this is not what I do for a living. I don't come up with this. I drive trucks. And so this is actually really cool, and I appreciate all the help that you and Gavin have given me to make this point.
Obviously, we'll dig deeper into this in future videos of exactly how to use Cyberpunk Red in this system and all those fun things. But just know it works really, really well together. Like Casey said, the action economy, then even just blending the cybernetics and the tech that already exists with the biotics and new tech, it just works super well. So it's very exciting for sure.
Legitimately, the hardest thing in this entire system to create was the soldier class.
Oh, and
it's fun to make a soldier class that is not just a solo 2.0. That was the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I plan on trying to get each player to give you guys kinds of heads up of how I wanted to do this video. Maybe out there is the people who play in our actual play, which go check it out at twitch.com /high shelf collective. Go check it out. It's fun. These guys are idiots, and they kill all of my people.
One shot wonder.
That's kind of why we built this, is to give people who... We got the games coming out. Legendary Edition came out. Mass Effect, I think for anyone who's played video games and RPGs in general, Mass Effect is probably one, if not one of the greatest ones.
Still to this day, it is what new big RPG like Space Odyssey or even just general big open world RPGs are compared to, or not even open world, but like story based. Like a lot of them are like, is this the new Mass Effect? Or, Mass Effect, like still 10 years after Mass Effect 1's come out, people are still comparing it because it's become such a big thing. Why not play your own character in that world?
Let's be honest. When we all first booted up with Shepard, which, by the way, you're going to really hate yourself when I say that game was created in 2008, I think. Like you said, 10 years. That was 3. That was 3. 3 was, I think, 2012. That was Mass Effect 3, friend.
What so old.
I was in college when that came out. I was in my first year of college. That's how I know it's like 08, 09.
Oh, that's true. I should have thought about it. It was high school when the first couple came out. And I remember playing 3 in college. Well, I remember playing all of them in college. I came in late and I played 1 and 2 about the time 3 came out. Marathon.
I'm not, because I was like, ooh, Mass Effect. Because I'm a Star Wars fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, Mass Effect, Blue Alien. I know how this goes. Sure, I'll play it. I like RPGs. So I got it when I was in college. And because college was an absolute... Anybody who says that college is the best time of your life, shut up. I have hot takes today. That was terrible. That was terrible time in my life. I hated my roommates. I played football. I hated football. And the only thing I do, I was like, I hated college. And so what I do, I played Mass Effect. And that game engrossed me. And it actually got me to write. Like,
there were days though I would be playing, like I'm a pretty early riser, I always have been, so I'd like get up and I'd be sitting on the couch like playing, and my roommate would leave for the day because social. Who does that? And then she would come back 10 hours later and I hadn't moved, and she was like, oh, you're still playing Mass Effect? I'm like, you judging me? Yes. Yes, I am.
Yeah, no. And then like, hell, I've played it so many times. My brother, verbatim, because when I moved out of college and moved back, I lived with my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like a failed college kid, or any college kid at point.
Me
at this point, You know, so like I
Me
moved
as
back
of like 6 months ago.
and I played Mass Effect because I finished Mass Effect 1 and then Mass Effect 2 got announced when we moved to Virginia. So I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother watched me play Mass Effect 1 again because I played with that's when I went to a female shepherd. So me, for some reason, I don't know about that. Gavin has words for you, by the way.
Fight Gavin?
Yeah, y'all fighting over that. He literally can tell the whole story and all the decisions to get the best thing because he's watched me play it so many times. He again, shouting out to the D&D guys, he ran a D&D one, or not run it, but helped a guy run one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no clue about Mass Effect. Did Trent call me? No. He said, I got it, bro. I could confident. He called me twice to clarify some like really deep lore stuff that they were having arguments about. He called me while I was driving to California, and he's like, hey, man, what happened at this scene? And I said it verbatim, and I haven't picked up Mass Effect at that time for years. And he's like, see, I told you he knew what he was talking about, and then hung up the phone.
I remember you being so nervous when Blair and I were coming on. You're like, oh my God, there's like 2 like Mass Effect fans. Like if I'm not gonna remember things, and you were remembering shit. I was like, I don't even remember what that is.
You never.
But I've also played it 30 times. But I also have this thing where when I'm not playing or actively watching something, it's gone. I can watch a movie and it's like brand new every time. I'm sure that's healthy, right?
Was it object
permanence issues, but like instead it's like movies, books. I can reread books. It's great.
Yeah, so like I'm jealous because it's like a new adventure every time for you.
Yeah, and then it's like the things I do remember, I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. Though it is weird when you get into it, the things that pop back up, like one of our first episodes, you're like, what's that, like that drug? And I was like, red sand. Why did I remember that?
Why did you remember the drug?
I remembered the drug because of the Elusive Man novel. It was very red sand focus. And I remember because I also read all the novels, all the comics, all the spin-off movies.
See if I can get it. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
This is all the comics and hardback book. I got both sets. My wife got this for my birthday.
I just have number 1. I need number 2.
This is number 2. I have number 2.
Matt, number 2.
It's worn the fuck out. I've read it so many.
Mine is too. You can see the binding is like loose.
The binding's gone. Like the binding's gone. Like this. She bought this for me. Our 2nd year being married.
Oh.
This was our 2nd birthday gift.
She knew
that she got me. I was like, what?
I guess that's a long roundabout way to say, guys, this was created with love by fucking nerds who know their shit.
Where we're developing it, where we're at, our personal game.
Mm-hmm.
I took so much care in how I developed this world to be as lore accurate as possible. It takes place in the Omega Relay, right? So our little merry band of misfits and pirates, they've been stuck in the Omega Relay for 10 years. I did it 10 years after let me be clear, perfect destroy ending, ladies and gentlemen, because I know there will be some new people. There will be some new people out here that will go to our stuff and be like, no, the destroy ending, they got destroyed. The relays got destroyed. No, fool, if you did everything right, you get the perfect ending, and that's how Shepard lives. So, and I was that player, okay? I was that player. So I did the perfect destroy ending, which I feel vindicated because that looks like how the new Mass Effect game is going to go. So, man. Mm-hmm. And our crew has been stuck there for 10 years. They've been working together. Because Omega was my favorite place. Nothing's wrong. Like, and that's the beauty of this game. You can do it wherever you want. Hell, we got Andromeda characters in there. Mm-hmm. You could thank Taylor and Gavin for that one. I was gonna ignore that universe.
Some people like it. It has potential. Look, it has so much potential that I think people playing this TTRPG can make it great. So
oh yeah, no, that's the
tell
thing.
us if you play in the Andromeda timeline and make the Andromeda system
Actually good.
yeah, playable.
Play it. Like, make some scary bad guys that I actually give a damn about, please. I beg of you. The Ket's not in there because the Ket doesn't deserve anything.
Yeah, well, it's because it's the same freaking alien race, just genetically modified. Do you know how quick soapbox, how pissed I was that we finally get a new game in a new system, and what do we get? One new alien race, and the other alien race is just the same original one genetically modified. We got one alien.
It's worse collectors. Like, the collectors had a tragedy behind it when you found out the lore behind the collectors.
So guys, invent your own aliens and put them in Andromeda. That would be cool. Do that. Send us that. Make your own stats. It'll be super cool. Anyway. The point is you can play anytime you want.
And ours is just so happens it's in the 10 years after the Destroy ending. So our group is on Omega. I don't know. You tell me. Have I made it seem like Omega?
Oh yeah.
Have I done, like,
oh yeah, for sure. I would say, especially more in our first ones when we were still kind of like scumming around. Like, I mean, hell, our first adventure was dealing with a shitty slumlord who was cracked out on red sands, like, and having to go to like the gambling dens. Like, it was seedy. And now we're like getting to see the high end of where we're like Arya's buds. It's great.
Like, and you guys got there fairly quickly just because of some of the choices you had.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we go to the lower levels, and I took great care in just like building that world out.
Yeah, and then I've ran a couple of one shots. One of them set during Mass Effect 2. That was the first one I did, and then I went back in time. It's that one during Mass Effect 1. You can get like super into it. Like, I know I was pretty careful about only including things that would exist during Mass Effect 1 or 2 in those one shots, but I think that's kind of the beauty of this is you can do it in Andromeda. You can do it after the series. You can do it during the series and be super meta, or you can say, screw it, this is my own timeline. You guys are fighting the Reapers. Like, whatever you want to do. We'll go into it more in the next episode, but GM discretion. Like, make a badass story and let your characters be these big, giant space odyssey heroes. Or not, or scrubs like I do in my one-shots and make everyone question what's going on.
You're evil, by the way. The two situations you done put us in as a veteran player of not only that game, of this series, what's wrong with you?
I'm already planning on writing them out as adventures you can download, so keep an eye out.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking fun. I can't wait to serve that out.
I mean, I guess we'll just end it with the general. So like I said, we're going to talk more next episode about how to run the game as a GM. We'll obviously go through all of the different Mass Effect roles, the adepts, the infiltrator, the soldier, blah, 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 how that works.
How to
weapons,
integrate it with the cyber.
Yeah, and how to integrate it with Cyberpunk Red, guns, bad guys, Paragon Renegade system, all of those things. I guess just blanket statement. Obviously, we just doing this for fun. We're not making any money off of this. It's just a passion project that we feel like everyone should play, and it's super great. We're not affiliated with BioWare or EA. We're not affiliated with Artal Saurian. You're gonna have to go buy the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook to play this game. None of the rules are in there. It's going to refer you to the core rulebook. So go get that, get ready, because it's super fun.
It's very fun. Like, again, I cannot express how much joy and happiness this is going to give me to see people out there playing this.
Yes, and all of our social stuff's down below. If you do play it, like, tell us your stories. If we get enough people playing it, we should totally make a Mass Effect Stories channel in our Discord for people to just talk about what happens, because
I just want to see people play this because Mass Effect belongs in the genre.
Mm-hmm.
It fits too well.
Yeah.
And again, to the Mad Hat, or is it Evil Hat? To the Evil Hat people who allow the Blades in the Dark hack, and to the 5e guys who have made it. great job. I've looked over both of them, and I feel like this is a good good position.
They're all very different systems and very easy to tailor to your type of play. And we like doing crazy big things and killing baddies. So Cyberpunk made it super easy. But I think that'll do it for this installment of just like who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty coming up. So stick along. Stay tuned. Check down below if the PDF is out. It's linked down there, but definitely all of our socials are. And we can do the sign off because it's just you and I. Which do you want, the first part or the second part?
I only know the second part.
Okay.
So
have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.